Hi kids, it's Aunt Jana and I have a story for you. Have you ever felt really stranded, like stuck, frustrated, you can't go out, you can't leave, you're in a place you don't want to be? I bet you've had that feeling before. I've had that feeling before too, but it's not been recently. It was a long time ago when I was a little girl. Once upon a time, in a land far away from here, a place filled with tropical beaches and sandy shores in the islands of the Philippines, my family was a missionary family there. We had been working really hard, and it was finally time for our vacation. Oh, we were so excited for our vacation. We were going to go on a big boat. Well, the day came and we got on the boat and we sailed for several hours with thousands of other people who were so excited to be on this cruise to an interesting island where you could explore tunnels and all kinds of old things from the wartime. And we got there and we had so much fun. But after the afternoon came, it was time to get back on the boat. Well, we were back on time because we didn't want the boat to leave without us. And we got there and we were in our spot ready for everything to go to start sailing back home. And the boat didn't go anywhere. Well, it was like an hour or two. Oh, I was getting hungry. Oh, Daddy, Mommy, can we have something to eat? My sisters and I wanted to eat together. We were hungry for supper. Well, Mommy and Daddy were a little bit worried about why we weren't moving, so they said, just wait a little bit and then we'll feed you. My daddy decided to go and figure out what was wrong because something seemed funny. He went exploring, and pretty soon he came back and he told us some very disturbing news. Nobody else knew it yet, but we were stranded. The boat that we had been cruising on had been broken down, and the engines, there were 4 engines, and there's supposed to be 4, but the people who sailed the boat didn't fix the boat before they sailed, and 2 of them were already gone. When we tried to get off the shore, somehow the tide had gone out, and so we were stuck like a beached whale on the shore. We couldn't get off, and we burnt out the 3rd engine trying to get off the shore. Well, that big, huge ship could not sail with just 1 engine left. 1 engine was not enough it was like a tanker, airplane carrier. It was a really big ship. We were stuck. We didn't have any extra food, just what we'd packed for lunch and a little bit of supper. So my mom and dad decided that we would have to ration what we ate, which means we only got to have a little bit so we could save some for later. Pretty soon people started to get upset because hours and hours passed and they realized we were stuck too. Finally, they opened up the ship doors and they let us get off onto the island again. It was pouring down rain. There was nowhere to sleep. There was nothing to buy to eat. There were no restaurants there. There was no store. There was nothing. People were hungry and people were getting upset and they couldn't get off the island, and they said, oh no, they heard on the radio. We all heard that a big storm was coming, a typhoon, which is a big storm like a hurricane. And it was getting really scary. The typhoon was coming directly towards our island. So pretty soon, thunder started to roll and lightning went crashing across the sky, and it started to pour and we were soaked. Well, it was bedtime now, and my mom and dad, we went down. They took us girls, my sisters and I. We went down into the bottom of the boat and we sat on some rope, big coils of rope, and my mom let me lay down on my head on her lap, and we tried to sleep, but we were wet and it was cold and we felt sticky, and it was really hard. And I remember praying a lot because we were scared. We didn't know how we were going to get off the island. How long would we be stranded there? Were we going to have to try and find a little canoe to go across the big ocean back to the island where we lived? The very next day, they told us that the ship could not go, and there was nobody to fix it, and they wouldn't call for help. That was the really upsetting thing. They wouldn't say to the people on the main island, "We have a problem, please come and save us." They were embarrassed, and so the people who were running the ship wouldn't call for help. But after hours and hours and hours of being hungry and people getting scared and panicked, the people finally decided to do something. And they called up the people back at shore and told them the problem. So they sent a boat, a smaller boat. So we had to take turns getting on the boat and taking some of the people back 3 hours one way, 3 hours the other. When we got there, the boat didn't fit to the dock. It was the wrong time of day again, and the water was up at the wrong level, and so we had to jump off the boat. Can you believe it? One by one, we jumped off the boat, and we landed on a whole pile of mattresses, and people helped one by one. We jumped off the boat. Well, I remember being so thankful that Jesus had saved us. You know, the Bible has so many scriptures that tell us that God will take care of us. In Hebrews 13, it says, "I will never fail you. I will never abandon you." So we can say with confidence, "The Lord is my helper. So I will have no fear. What can mere people do to me? Or what can even the weather do to me? Or things like the COVID virus. What can that do?" Because God is going to take care of us. So you don't have to be afraid about the scary things that might be happening around in your world. And even if you feel like you're stranded, you should know that God is with you. So you don't have to worry. And He's going to take care of you every step of the way because He loves you so very much. Well, it's been great having this story time together. I hope you have a wonderful day. God loves you so much, and so do I. Bye.